And we're back, this time working on my grandpa's motorcycle. I've got some shocking news. Sorry, I gotta work on my dad jokes. I have got some super exciting news. Check this out, guys. Sheesh! Look at those, straight from China. Absolutely beautiful. The old shocks were shot. They kind of looked like crap. They didn't have like the coilover style that I really like. And I think this chrome is gonna pop really nice on this blue. Now, if you're just joining me, this right here is my grandpa's 1962 Honda C110. And I stole it from him, and then he found out. But when I stole it from him, the idea was to restore it and then give it back to him. It's supposed to be a surprise. I took too long, and so he ended up finding out. But we're now at a point where, quite frankly, it needs to be done if he's going to ever see it again. His health's not really the best, but we won't focus on that. We'll focus on the fun things, and that is shocks. Now, there's one thing that's kind of a problem with this. Let me show you. So this blue on here is not paint. It is powder coat. I had this powder coated just a couple weeks ago, and with powder coat, it's a lot thicker than paint. And that's one of the benefits of it. It's a little bit more durable. I really like it. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it actually too. It feels really nice. But because it's thicker, they have to block off spots that it's going to be like threaded back on, or holes they might use again. And I can't tell the shop exactly everywhere to make sure that they block off. They don't know all of that. And so the issue is things like this right here. They blocked off the threads, but they don't know that I actually need to be able to slide this on all the way. And so it actually doesn't slide on. It gets caught right there. So I'm going to sand this off here, get the color off of there, the powder coat off of there, and kind of do a quick little mock-up of how this is going to look. I don't have all the parts I need to properly do it because the bottom down here, I actually had to burn out the bushings to be able to get them out. Because again, with powder coat, part of the process is to put it in an oven, and it gets really hot, and those bushings would have melted out anyways, and then they could have like melted onto the finished piece, and I just didn't want that. Want to make sure I avoided that. The other couple of things, way to go. Good job, me. The bolts that go through here, the bolts that go through here, they're the original bolts, and they are well loved, to say the least. And so I want to either replace them just with some like brand new bolts, or see if I can get them refinished, whatever I need to do. They seem like pretty standard bolts, so need to replace those. But I'm going to go work on this. I'm going to sand this off and see how these line up. These actually are about an inch longer than the original ones, and then about a half an inch wider. So I'm kind of nervous that once these are on here, they might hit the edge there. But believe it or not, this is kind of a rare bike, and nobody really makes parts for these. So this is kind of the only option I had other than going with an OEM. But even an OEM, it's a new old stock, and so 60 years old, I don't really want to risk it being bad, and then I'm back to square one. So found these ones. They were affordable. They were cheap. They're Chinese, but they look really nice. I think they look really nice against the blue. Let's try it out. Okay, I got these little bits sanded down. They look really good, actually. And the suspension bits slide right on, which is amazing. My biggest fear with these is that they would hit right here, because these are quite a bit wider. I mentioned that at the beginning. These are quite a bit wider than the original ones. And you can see, sure enough, they do hit. Now, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, we could probably just put a spacer on there, right? And then we've got plenty of an air gap there. And we should actually still be able to even get some thread on there. And hopefully the bottom just gets held out. So I'm not too worried about it. I think I can make that work. But look at that. Look at that chrome up against the blue. That looks so good. I'm like super excited for that. Check that out. Ooh. Sheesh. I know I say that a lot, but I really do mean it. I'm very excited about this. I'm loving how that looks. Loving how it's turning out. I'm going to see if I can find the bolts for this. Okay, I turned the camera back on because I found some bolts. I'm missing a lot of washer spacers, stuff like that. I actually, in here, because I had to burn it out, I told you. I wanted to fill the gap a little bit, so I literally just took masking tape and wrapped it around it just to get something on there. This is all just finger tight. It's not bolted down at all, but I really want to see what it looks like. And then same thing, like spacers up here. I didn't really have anything. I actually just had some grommet assortment from the motherland, good old Harbor Freight. But I think this should get me enough to be able to try this out. Let's see, I think this go on the outside. I think it'll end up going on the outside. Oh, maybe not. No, it's on the inside. These should be a good enough size that I can thread them through here and try it out. Looks like they got a little bit of powder coat on it, so I might need to actually get a wrench to not crank it down, but kind of break through that powder coat. Oh, that side's going on just fine. I'm gonna go grab a wrench. I found a wrench. It's kind of like when you do a project on a Saturday and you're like, I'm only going to go to Home Depot once. And then you go to Home Depot like at least 5 or 6 times. And I think the right way to do this is to actually go get a tap and basically just follow it back through and it'll cut out the powder coat. But this seems to be working all right. That's looking really cool though. Let's see, did that work there? Woo! Yep, those pull on there just a little bit. Luckily, those grommets actually have just enough like structure that they can add some space, but they're soft, so I can kind of squish them to where they need to be. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's looking pretty sweet. Hold on, let me get this set up. Ooh, I think it's gonna work, guys. Oh, I think it might be really, really stiff, but I think it's going to work. I hope this doesn't look weird. I think those are probably way too stiff. They look really freaking good. Like, I love that look. Should we check it out with the gas tank on there? That is the smoothest that has ever gone on. Let me throw the front fork on there too. Wow, that looks way good. I really, really like that. I don't have the seat here, but just imagine that it's got the seat on it. I'm hoping that it was only kind of felt too stiff because I can't really properly get leverage on here right now. But honestly, even if it is too stiff, you still have the padding from the seat itself. And I mean, it's not like it's an off-road machine or anything like that. It's actually closer to a bicycle, and BMX bikes don't have suspension. So at the very worst, it's going to feel like that, except for motorized. But I really like that. What do you guys think? Did I choose right? Was that the way to go? Let me get a close-up on the... While I'm thinking about it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because most of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so please subscribe. Wow. All right, so thinking out loud here, a lot of other things that I need to do. Obviously, there's something right here that's missing, the engine that's going to actually run the whole thing. Next, I'm kind of leaning towards getting some chrome done. Now, obviously, I've got chrome here, but the wheels are also chrome, and then things like the handlebar are chrome, and there's just a lot of little bits and bobs that are chrome. And so that's probably next in line, I would say, because that can take a little while. Wow, my brain is fried today, guys. It's been a very long day. Considering that was sitting in like 400 parts underneath my tool bench here, workbench, for the last year and a half, I would say that's pretty cool. Don't worry, guys. Also, the first gen, I will have some content on this soon enough. Like I mentioned, my grandpa's health is not the best, and so that is definitely taking priority, especially because it is a more affordable project. This one is costing a little bit more, and I don't know what to do. I think I'm still kind of caught on the tube frame. That's how I'm going to mount this thing, and so that's the next steps. But I don't know. I'm going to figure out what to do with the motorcycle, because I gotta get it going. And I'll figure out what the next steps are. It looks, oh, there it is again. It looks so good. Anyways, thank you for watching and listening to me ramble a little bit. Hopefully DJ in post decides to edit out a lot of that rambling, because it's a little obnoxious. I really appreciate you guys being here. Like I mentioned, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. It means a lot to me. It shows me that I'm not the only one liking this project. You know, whether you like it because it's just satisfying to watch a restoration project or any of the projects that I have, or you're liking it because you know me personally and you're just trying to support me, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So don't forget to do that. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.